Americans' duty to vote on November 2nd.
There is no such thing as the young voter, but we'd like to introduce a young voter. His name is Michael Negron. Listen up, he's your future.
All elections are about the future. Yet my generation often opts out and sits on the sidelines as politicians make decisions that affect our lives. But it's not that we're apathetic. 61% of us volunteer regularly. We tutor children, paint schools, work at soup kitchens, and give our time and energy to help communities across this nation. The problem is that many of us have lost faith in the political process. We don't see the connection between policies made in city halls and state capitals and what happens in our daily lives. What's most tragic about our political disenchantment is that our generation has the most to lose. Today, thousands of young soldiers are in Iraq, fighting a war sold under false pretenses. Our young soldiers are bearing the biggest burden of this war, yet this administration tried to cut combat pay for the troops while doling out tax breaks to the wealthy. At home, 1/3 of the nation's working poor are in our age group, and we make up the majority of those without health insurance. College tuition costs are rising faster than our parents' income. It's getting harder and harder to believe in the American dream, and our faith won't be restored through volunteerism alone. Meanwhile, the current administration's blustering foreign policy risks alienating an entire generation of young people throughout the world. They're watching us and forming opinions of our country that they will hold for the rest of their lives. We must show them that we are a beacon of freedom and human rights around the world. Young Americans have clear incentives to become more involved in the political process. My generation will fight the wars to defend our country. We will also bear the burden of debt racked up by this administration. America is the most powerful country in history, and it is our generation's duty to make sure that this power is used for good at home and abroad. In the next few years, our leaders will make monumental decisions on war and peace, Social Security, and health care. If we don't participate, if we sit on the sidelines, then we surrender any say over our own futures. But if we go to the polls in November, if we make our voices heard, then our leaders will listen, and our future will truly be our own.